Okay, let me change the view. 1 second. There we are. Okay. So this is a generous video testimony from Charla Anderson. My name is Sasha Sabbath. With regards to the course, Unleash Your Intuition for Entrepreneurs Confidently. Use your intuition for a thriving business and life. So, Charla, I have a couple of questions for you, as you know, and I want to start off with tell us about you. Tell us about your business. Tell us about what you contribute to your communities. Tell us about you.
Well, thank you for asking. Charla Anderson. I have a TV show called The Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating. I usually say, and especially you. So that's a weekly live television show that is then turned into podcasts, and I've just entered season 2. So I've done 52 of those shows now.
Wow.
And as of today. So I'm an author. I wrote a tiny book called Candy Bar Hugs. It doesn't take much to make a difference. A tiny book with a very big message. It's a little pay it forward type of book. It's on Amazon. It's on Audible. 25 minutes on Audible. So it's a small book, but it has a big impact and it has some pretty good lessons in there as well. My second book I launched on my 70th birthday last November 30th. It's called Split Second Transformation. Change your words, change your life. 31 daily practices. And, there's some, I earned every one of these silver hairs the hard way. And I was a flight attendant for 34 years. I have a plethora of life experiences to offer.
Do you have a website that you can share with us so people can find you that you want to tell us here in the recording?
CharlaAnderson.com, and that's CHARLA Anderson.com.
And spell Anderson.
ANDERSON.
Great. Okay, wonderful. Well, so we'll start with the questions then regarding the course. Are you ready?
Ready and willing.
Thank you. Okay. So why do you feel or why do you think that confidently using your intuition is important in your life?
Why is using my intuition important in my life? I think it's brilliant. It knows it all. It knows everything. It knows things that I don't physically outwardly know. I think the intuition comes from the heart and from the gut and knows everything. And when we can actually tap into that and tune into it, we are way ahead of the rest of the society.
Yep. The edge.
It's the cutting edge. It's a secret sauce.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, thank you. My next question is, in what ways were you struggling, if at all, challenged, struggling in using your intuition before taking the class? Anything like that going on at
I wouldn't say that I was struggling using it. I think the class has helped me remember to use it perhaps more often and readily. I've been kind of on this path for a long time, and then, but I learned some different tools than I already had, and it's a valuable course. And where I was before, because I used it anyway, I don't know that it was like this marked difference other than additional tools that I can use. And, I love this, we've got to be still and know, you got to be still and listen to it. And you helped remind me to slow down and do that more.
Excellent. That's what it was for. Okay, as well as specific tools. So I'm glad that that's what you came away from it with. And so what have you found to be beneficial results from taking the class in addition to what you just said? Anything else that were actual beneficial impacts?
I just yesterday or this morning just chose to make a decision, this meeting or this meeting that conflicted, and just, making those sometimes tough decisions. I mean, I was definitely conflicted because I wanted to do two things, and choosing my intuition knew that which one I needed to attend, and I tapped into that.
Beautiful. And you were happy that you did from what
Yes.
you told me. Yeah, exactly. Any other, can you just take a moment and reflect over the 6 weeks that we've been working together in the course? Is there any other beneficial impact or result that you got from doing the course?
I think quite a few, but I'm, recalling them on the off the cuff is not necessarily that easy, because I didn't write them down like you were encouraged. um, but I know, so yeah, even something as attracting something into your life that you want or need, as the manifesting the law of attractions, part of that I believe is interwoven in some of these exercises. And I have had a mantra saying that I attract successful people willing to invest in me. And that has happened multiple times in huge ways in the last few weeks. So
And that's fabulous. Congratulations. And what is the connection between that result and this course?
it just the taking the time to listen and putting it out there, perhaps, I need help, I need something, I need someone, and they show up in a very short time frame. I believe it warp speeds things a little bit.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's warp speed ahead, jump on in there.
Exactly. Wonderful. Congratulations on that one too. All righty, let's go to the next question. And that is, what particularly worked well for you in the course that you found very useful?
What I notice is that the structure, you're very structured and very organized in your presentation of your subject matter, which you're very obviously very expert on, and kept us on track with very specific instructions, very specific recordings, very specific information, that and tools, primarily probably the tools. did
Great.
i did I answer the question?
Yes, yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes, you did, my sweet. You certainly did. And I'll ask it again because I know sometimes these questions have answers in layers. And if you don't have another answer, that's great. But the next question layer is, what worked really well for you that you found particularly useful? Me as a facilitator, the content, the buddies, all of that.
It forced me to slow down a little bit. I didn't slow down enough in the course, but it forced me to slow down a little bit to recognize the importance of using these tools that you offer. I mean, I knew some tools, but you expanded those, and um, yeah, I think that just really being aware of the possibilities that are also out there, just by taking that moment to listen to your gut and using the tools and your instruction. You're very, very clear.
Wonderful. Thank you. So how do you like my texts, my little reminder, check in, stay on track texts? How did you like those?
Well, ah.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just we're
I liked
also
them. I love them, but I don't want them. I don't. Because I need. There's so many things, and I'm sure a lot of people are like this. There's just our days are not calm. They're just filled, and on to the next thing, and on to the next thing, and then okay, so this has been my world. Classes tomorrow. I better start looking at this stuff, and so that's I know that the intention of what you're doing is not to wait to the last minute for that, because there's a lot of content that you put out there. And
yeah, my intention is to, because I know we all are so busy and there's so much noise in terms of things that pull our attention. And I want to come in just for these 6 weeks. I want to come in with over here, just for another 4 weeks, over here.
I think it was needed. It's definitely needed. So thank you for doing it. But did I love it?
Right. Good. I understand. Okay.
It's that that knocking on your head or kicking you in the little velvet booty in your
Yeah.
as
Right.
you know.
Right. Okay. All righty. So the next question, we're almost done here, is share I mean, you've got a lot, so you might have to think about this. Share one exciting win that occurred during the period of our 6 weeks of the class, where you know that you effectively applied your intuition based upon what you learned during the class, during the entire class experience, within the 6 weeks from what you learned in our class.
I'm hesitating because I know I'm trying to remember the specific one that I was going to write in the Facebook group that I didn't, that I'm trying to find that specific one, and I can't remember it right off the top of my head. Um, you know, I
Well, may I make a suggestion?
yes, you probably remember something I've said over.
Well, no, actually, I wasn't going to go there. Where I was going to
Mhm.
go was, do you remember the tool that you used, the technique that you used, or a combination of techniques that you learned in the class that prompted whatever this wonderful win is that you're going to share with us?
Um, I I think that the ideal customer exercise.
Yep,
That
yep,
like I
very
feel like there was a moment that I was thinking that I I needed to tap into that.
great. And so, was there a win, a particular result that was absolutely a magnificent accomplishment that has come out of using the tools, the techniques?
So I had an event I had at my house,
Yeah.
and I had it shifted from when the first idea, and it became smaller and it became more intimate. It became at my house, and I created workbooks, and I created name tags, and I created I mean, it was just very well received. And then a week later, than Friday last week, I was in this other event that I got to be on a panel, and the words were very well received, that little piece that I said. And so whether those are specific or just a groundswell of a lot of things that I gleaned, it might
Yes,
have been. It may have been a big combination, because a lot of things have happened in this 6 weeks.
absolutely. It is hard sometimes to just isolate one in particular. However, I think the groundswell idea says it all, that it occurred during those 6 weeks. And yes, it sounds like your event was fabulous. Congratulations again on that. So what in retrospect, was there another huge accomplishment that occurred within these 6 weeks that were absolutely intuition guided?
Maybe sometimes not saying something, right? What you don't say is important. I had perhaps even with my living in the chaos I've been living in for the last several years, and having that kind of being a little more settled. And when, uh, you know, someone reacted harshly and I really just didn't respond at all. I felt like no response was better than a harsh response or a escalation response,
Yeah.
and just let it settle and find out later that there was stress going on, some, and all that. So I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but that came to
Well,
memory that there was I chose not to engage in something that looked like it was trying to,
Fester.
yeah,
And so you had some sort of an intuitive moment, I'm sure, is what you're saying, that had you choose not to engage and escalate, right?
right.
That's what you're saying to us.
Hmm.
Okay.
At first,
Yeah,
I was like, I wanted to go, wait a minute,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to
yeah,
react, and I was like, no. And come to find out, there was more going on than meets the eye, which is always the case.
yes, yes. Good for you. Peace in the kingdom, right? Yeah. So now the question is, there are so many people, we discussed this before, there are so many people and more popping up because of the consciousness expansion that's taking place right now, who are teaching intuition or teaching self-healing as I am. So why would you endorse somebody to work with me specifically?
Well, I don't think I actually knew until we connected that there is a lot of that going on, that there are, I mean, I know a lot of consciousness, I know a lot of light workers, I know a lot of conscious people and awakening, and I didn't know that I don't remember knowing that there was a lot of intuition teachers to you. Is it you either have it or you don't? But I'm grateful to find out that there are. I think it's a great resource, and I would recommend you because you truly know what you're doing. You truly have the skill. You truly have the structure, very, very, very clear and organized and structure and follow up and uh, straightforwardness when it's needed. Uh, I think you did. I think you've done a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. And then the final question is an extension of that one, and that is, would you endorse the class? And if so, who do you think would really benefit from this in terms of where would they be in their life? What could possibly be going on in their life or their desires, either because they're a business owner or just their own personal life, where this course you feel would be really quite the contribution to their lifestyle?
It feels like our society is just on the edge of frustration and just high level stress, and it feels like it's frenetic in a way. So almost anybody could use this to start, really making maybe different choices, maybe something that they could choose. But specifically, I think there's a lot, the business owners and the small, but probably mostly small business owners that have there's everything is falling in on some of these people. everything. It's like it's all coming in, and the pressure because the prices are up and the gas is up and and the income is not, so in so many cases, because it just is not, economics is not working well right now. So I think a lot of people, if they knew that they could really intuit and trust it, I think the trust of your intuition is probably a huge key. And
Yeah.
trust it. I mean, really have to trust it and know that if you go with it, it may not look right, and you may get pushback from others, and but that you in your knower, you know that you know that you know that you need to do this, or that this is the right thing to do, and keep your head that everything is working out for you, because it is, because there is no other place to be than right here, right now. So everything is always working out for me. I'm making this decision against all circumstantial evidence because it's in my heart. I know it's right. My gut, it will be right.
Yeah. So can you think of a scenario if we were to get specific life types of situations where a person might be experiencing that and this course would have answers for them? Can you think of anything like that?
I, it's like the old, who can benefit from your makeup, products, everybody, anybody with skin on, right? So, um, uh, specifically, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owners, and there's people I would like. There's a couple of people I would like to have tap into this. Not likely that they would. A little bit higher, bigger business, but there's still a lot of stress. Not still, there is a lot of stress going on, and just to begin having faith in your confidence, in your decisions, and
Yeah.
and and the strength of character to stand with them.
Strength of character, bingo. And how do you feel if you do? Because that's a new concept I hadn't heard from you or anyone yet, so I'll ask it. Do you feel that this course fosters the strengthening of one's character?
I think it does. If you can truly trust and believe your own instincts, and you learn that without wavering, because when you waver, you do find out that you might have should have listened. You should have listened, right? So strength of character is a big piece. That strength of character to stand in your knowing, stand in your
Yes,
the confidence of your knowing. And
yes, yes. The reason I picked up on that is because that is a huge part of my message. And it's really important to me that those who are in alignment with the values of this course, which is to help humanity and help humanity by loving yourself, trusting yourself, knowing yourself, being in partnership with your highest divine octaves. That is what I feel is the power of knowing one's intuition and really being confident about it. So the fact that you said the word character, I just lit up. It's like, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
well, the strength of character to stand in your confidence. So that's it's a big lesson.
Yes. And it takes a lot of courage for some. For others, it came with the baby powder,
Yeah.
with
It took some work for me to
Yeah,
to stand strong when you who I am wants to avoid conflict at all costs and all those kinds of things. And so,
right.
um, just knowing and doing what's right, and to turn off some of the distractions for a few minutes here and there.
Yeah,
I think that our 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 world is designed right now to keep us in distraction mode and entertained and squirrel mode. So
right,
the
right.
the little bit of time that over the weeks to hone in.
Good, good. Like a
It was good.
haven, like some sort of a retreat from the fast everything. Got it. Well, Charla, darling, I thank you so much. And I know that the viewers can see all your wonderful books back there and they know how to reach you. So, is there anything that you'd like to say in closing to the listeners about this course before I click us off the recording?
I I'm glad that I took the leap of faith to do that. It was not an easy decision for me, and uh, it's an investment, just like anything else is an investment in yourself and takes commitment. Um, my hindsight, I wish I would have had more commitment or more. It came at a time where there was many other things going on, which it always is, but I didn't. Nothing. Everything else was still there the whole time, and I wasn't able, and more, and wasn't able to. So if I had to do it again, I would spend more time taking uh, the time to really glean your wisdom and your knowledge and your structure and all the information and all the exercises, because they're very good.
Thank you. Well, you can at the moment, as I've been teaching various cycles of this course, like every couple of months, I teach it again. You can repeat this course at no extra price, at no extra cost. So you absolutely can review it and just keep applying yourself and keep applying yourself. So you do have that as part of the investment, is repeat it as often as you like.
That's a good thing. It probably
Yes.
would be smart to do that.
Yep. And the dates are in the Facebook group. So whenever I start my next cycle, I put it in the Facebook group and I send out an email. So just know that that's going to be there for you.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. So I will say goodbye and thank you, and just thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution in the class. And I'll see you in the phase 2 calls because that's coming up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.